Okay, so we're working on trigger points today. It's a really nice thing to work into your day. Again, it can be done anywhere. You can focus on just one area, or you can work the whole body using your fingers or using a ball. We're just going to focus on the upper body today, just around the face and slightly on the shoulders, just using our hands because that's obviously very accessible to us. Again, you do tend to hold a lot of stress in the jaw area, especially around the neck, especially when we're sitting at the desks all day. So good to work this in, especially if you do feel tension or tightness. That trigger point will usually come up in an area that's related to it, not necessarily that area that is the area that's the problem. Okay, so let's just do some gentle stretches to start with. Closing down the eyes, hands onto the thighs, palms facing up. Now, absolutely you can be sitting down as long as it's comfortable. If not, on a chair is absolutely fine, just preferably not lying down today. Feel that breath expanding through your stomach, falling back on your exhale. With every exhale, feel those shoulders get heavier, the crown of the head get lighter. And any tension around the face or the legs or the knees just starts to disappear with every exhale. Coming into a really nice gentle neck stretch, taking your left hand down to the ground, right hand up and over onto the left ear. Thinking about that right ear falling down to the right shoulder. Using your hand simply as a tool for heaviness rather than pulling. Keep that deep, calm breath. Inhale slowly over to the other side, left hand up and over onto the right ear. Right arm out long. Letting that left ear sink down to the left shoulder. Feeling that nice stretch through the whole of the right side of the neck. Inhale, come back up. Interlace the hands behind your head, just where your neck and head meet, just by the hairline. Seated cat-cow's big inhale, gaze up, draw those elbows away from one another. Exhale, tuck the chin, elbows drop towards one another. Inhale, cow, gaze up. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Stay here for a few rounds of breath, allowing those hands on the back of the head to feel really heavy. Allowing the head to fall further down, creating a deeper stretch in the back of the neck. Slowly come all the way back up, uninterlace those hands. Coming into seated, thread the needle. So we'll take our right hand across our body, taking our left hand up to hold on to that right arm. Nice stretch in that shoulder, the outside of the right shoulder. The lower down the arm you hold, the deeper the stretch. Final inhale and exhale, slowly switching over to the other side, left arm long all the way to the right. Right hand up to catch that left arm just on your forearms. Stretching the outside of that left shoulder now. Remembering to breathe, even though the chest might feel a little bit claustrophobic, sending that air all the way to the bottom of the stomach. Final inhale. Exhale, release. Coming into seated pigeon now. So whether you're on a chair or you're sitting down, take your legs out in front of you if you're sitting down, and if you're on your chair, and then we'll take our right leg up and over the left, making sure the right ankle is to the outside of that left thigh and the toes are flexed. If you're on the ground, just place your hands behind you, and if you're seated on the chair, just draw that knee down to the ground. Take this left leg as close into your body as you can if you're on the ground, stretching further through the outside of that leg, trying to stay nice and lifted. Final inhale. Exhale, slowly release, switching over to the other side now. Making sure that left knee is drawing away from the face. Down to the ground if you're seated. Keep feeling nice and lifted and tall. Feeling that nice stretch through the outside of that hip. Final inhale. Exhale all the way back to that comfortable seated position. Working on those trigger points now. We're going to start with our jaw. If you have practiced with me in our yoga classes, you'll know that I always tell you to take the tongue away from the roof of the mouth to relax that jaw, because we do tend to bite down in our jaw, maybe at night time or maybe when we're just feeling a little bit anxious. So we'll work on our right side, working from the ear down to the chin, chin back up to the ear, and then the other side. Just take a moment to just take where this trigger point is. You've got the jawline, and then just underneath it you'll be able to find a crevice where you'll be able to slot your thumb. This is where the trigger points are. Now you may run along this jawline and find that one point is more sensitive than others, and that's a great place for you to hang on to, and maybe just keep your thumb there for up to 90 seconds. If not, we can keep working down the whole of the jawline. Okay, so feel free to close your eyes, holding on to just where the jawline ends by your ears, thumb tucking up in that point. Try to take your breath as calm and natural as possible. Moving that thumb along closer to the chin for another 30 seconds. Moving along to under the chin. Moving back out now, find a slightly different spot. Final time this side, move. move your hand further to the ear. If at any point you do start to feel saliva forming, it just means that you just hit that nerve that produces the saliva, so just release off of the pressure that you're putting onto this area. Okay, slowly release. Taking it onto the other side, point just closest to where the jawline ends, pressing in for 30 seconds. Moving along closer to the chin. And one more time all the way to the chin. Moving back out. And final time. Slowly release. Hands back to the thighs, palms facing up. Just take a moment here just to assess how that felt. Really concentrate on releasing that tension in the jaw before we move on. Moving on to our temples now. Take your index finger and your middle finger and bend them up so you've got the knuckles of the index finger and the middle finger. And just slowly around the temple, so by the side of the head, that soft part between your eyebrow and the hairline. Just go around in circles. There might be an area that does feel automatically tighter, maybe a little bit more sensitive than the others. And just focus on that area, rubbing your fingers, those knuckles around and round in a really gentle massage. Slowly switching over to the other side. Remembering to still breathe calmly and equally. In through your nose, out through your nose if that's comfortable. Taking your hand back to your thigh when you're ready. Allowing that feeling to settle in again. Taking the pressure now underneath our eye. So either taking your thumb or your two fingers, your index and your middle. And starting with just underneath this eye socket. Start to push all the way around until you come to the nose, and then start to work the way down the side of the nose. Pushing for 10 seconds or longer if you feel that there's an area that you want to particularly focus on. And then work your way back up in reverse. Perfect if you're feeling a bit bunged up or blocked up, or you've got a stress, tension, headache. The sinuses are a place that takes a lot of the brunt of that force, that pressure. So that can result in those pressure headaches. Once you're down, over to the other side. See if you can feel any other areas of the body that are suddenly reacting to these pressure points. The same as reflexology and acupuncture. They might have a different area of the body that they do react to, part of your digestive system, another part of the body, your organs. Once you finish that side, hands back to your thighs. Final area we're going to do where the hairline and the neck meet, just there. If you place your thumb just behind your ear, you'll feel that there suddenly becomes a soft spot, a little bit behind the ear where the hairline meets. Start to push into there, work your way down a little bit and then back up. Again, lingering on any areas that do feel that they need a bit more attention than another. And hold it here for however long you like. Switching over to the other side when you're ready. Just taking time to find that area again. Slowly hands away from the head. Now whether you want to come fully down to lying or stay here, if you're seated in a chair, I would suggest that you take your feet just over hips width distance apart and hang your head fully inside your thighs, your head hanging in your arms, hanging down, dangling down. Lying, just come into your Shavasana. If you're on a block or you're seated, you can always come into this butterfly. Take your feet a little bit further away and then just hang your head completely here. Thinking about all of that weight of your head feeling really heavy. Dragging your head down further towards your feet. Remember, your hands are there. If you need to prop your head up, you can put your hands in a fist and place them on top of one another. Or grab a cushion or something else that's going to give you that support, that lift. Nice, big, deep, calm breaths. Wherever you are, take your last inhale. Sigh everything out on your exhale. And come all the way back up to seated upright, taking special care if you are lying down to go super slowly. And whenever you're ready, start to blink the eyes open.